Hello.
Good evening, Veena. How are you?
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm fine, sir. Okay. I think viewers are here already. So yes, let's start this show. Hi, friends. This is Veena from VPN Pages. Welcome to my new show, Spark Talk with VPN. Today we have Brigadier Vinod Datta, who has served Indian Army as senior command in training and operational logistics. He has degree in law, MBA in personal management, MPhil and PhD in supply chain management. He has served in insurgency areas in Kashmir and Northeast. He has seen action in Kargil War. Presently, he does career counseling and CSR work. He likes to play golf, write poems, and loves jokes. Now, welcome to my show, Vinodji, and it's my privilege having you here. We would like to know more about your service for Army and career counseling. Over to you.
Good evening, Veena. Jai Hind and Assalamu alaikum. It is a great pleasure to be interacting with you on such an important platform. And I want to tell you that career counseling is one thing which people take it as a miss. Generally, it is a misnomer. And more so, people from our generation are the culprit. Because when we were youngsters, tuition was a no situation. It was a taboo. If some child was taking tuition, today it is the flavor of the day. Today, parents are sending their kids to various good coaching institutes like Akash, Byju's, and many more to name. So today the flavor and the trajectory of the society has changed. So what is required is, and earlier, when we were kids, there were only two or three avenues which are open. The guys who were doing, or the girls who were doing good, they would either go become doctors, engineers, and those who are not doing so well, or they had some interest in humanities or in commerce, they will go to the humanities or the commerce stream. So the goals were limited, the avenues were limited. Today there is plethora of opportunities. There is ocean of opportunities. So what you require is a proper career counseling. It is basically, what happens is, a child, when he's in an impressionable age, his mind is so cluttered, and his mind is nothing. It is basically that it is a traffic of a lot of thoughts, a lot of inputs, whether right, wrong, given by peers, by friends, by parents, by teachers. So he's confused. So he is required to be decluttered and guided in such a manner that he selects the right path, so that he reaches his goals in the right time frame and in the right energy levels which is required. Veena.
Okay. Sir, my first question to you would be, you have served more than 30 years in Army. What was the most difficult moment you have faced?
Well, the
Sir,
most
can you hear me?
difficult phase was, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, the most difficult phase was, army is full of challenges, and every
Yes, I
day,
think there's little lag, but then yes, I can hear you.
now it's okay. You want me to put on the microphone? Is it okay? I'll just,
Because there's no continuation, I think so. I think we were,
is
Miss
it,
Vidya, can you confirm if we are audible? Because for me, it's little lagging.
yeah,
So if
is it
someone could
better now?
confirm if you can hear. Yes, now it's better. Now it's better.
Okay, so we will do it with the microphone. Okay. So what I was telling you is that army is full of challenges, and every day unfolds with newer challenges and newer complications as far as the operational life of a soldier is concerned. Well, I have really enjoyed it, and I come from a family which is in Limca Book of Records for having sent the maximum army officers in Indian Army as officers, and we have more than 17 officers. And not only the boys are in the army, even the girls are married or they are army officers themselves. So it's a singular honor which our family enjoys. So for me, it was like a second nature to join the army. So I was mentally and physically both prepared to join it. And I have loved every moment of it. And if you ask me if I get another berth, and if somebody
Sir,
asks me, what profession are you going to? Yeah,
yes, sir, you
you
were
were
telling
saying
something.
something?
No, I was just listening to you. I couldn't hear the last
Okay,
line
okay.
what you said.
So
What profession?
there's some, I think, technical issues. So what I was
Okay,
telling you is that I was mentally and physically tuned to join the army, and I joined army at a very early stage. And at 20 years, 6 months, I was an officer, and I was leading troops in insurgencies and various other operations. The most challenging task I found was when we were in Kargil war, and everybody knows that it was a very difficult war where Pakistan had, he was sitting at the heights and we were at the lower height bands, and they had planned the operation, and they had really planned it well, logistically and operationally both. But unfortunately, they could not sustain it. But notwithstanding that, there were some slippages at our side also, and primarily on intelligence side. But yes, the young officers, they really fought well. The young Jawans and the junior commissioned officers, they really fought well. You also come from an army background, so you know it. What are the challenges for a
I
defense
remember my
personnel?
cousins had gone for this.
Yeah. So yeah. So one of the most challenging tasks was
Sir, in
when
one of the news channels you
we
had
were
mentioned, इस
about
देश के
to
लिए
assault
अपने
a.
नाम
I can't hear you. There's some, I think. Say again. Could you repeat it?
I think
Could you
yes.
repeat it, Veena?
In one of the news channel you had mentioned सैनिक देश के लिए अपने नाम. Okay, 1 minute, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
No, there is, your voice is breaking.
Hello.
I think there's.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you now better. Yeah.
Okay. Now you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah,
In
sure.
one of the news channels, you had mentioned
Sure.
सैनिक देश के लिए अपने नाम नमक और निशान रिकवर कर देते हैं. So can you tell us more about this?
Yeah. You see, these are the three, guiding principles in a soldier's life. And, he will sacrifice everything for these three words. And, these are not three words. They are volumes of, which describes your character, which describes your upbringing, which describes your, association with your Pulton, with your country, with your regiment. And even today is the anniversary for the Dandi March. Our honorable Prime Minister had also brought out the importance of Namak. You see, Naam. Firstly, everybody in the army or in any organization is working for the name, because he's working. Okay, you are so and so, you come from so and so family, your father or mother was so and so, so you don't want to let their name go down. So you will fight for your family, your own existence. Then comes your namak. Namak is not, it is not traditionally to be taken in the way. Namak also means integrity, your, your loyalty towards the nation. As they always say, कि हमने देश का नमक खाया है. That means I have to be loyal to you. I have to have that allegiance to the country. So it is the integrity. In whichever organization you are working, you must always be loyal to that organization. Because today, whatever you are there, yeah, whichever country you are there, whatever organization you are working, today, if I'm a brigadier, you see, it is only the Indian Army which has given me this status. So I should always be proud of Indian Army, and which I am. And third is the Naam Namak Nishan. Nishan is the insignia or the flag under which you are working. Like you may be working under a flagship organization, under any company, under any organization. Be always loyal to them. Fight for it, because the organization looks after you so much. And even if you have to give your life, it is nothing. So my appeal to the youngsters is that, yes, you must work under these three names, Naam, Namak, Nishan, which means in your own name, your self-pride, Namak, integrity, loyalty, and Nishan, you should always be loyal to that organization. Yeah, Veena.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just had to shift somewhere close to my daughter.
Okay. Now it is better.
Yes, you were saying something. I'm so sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay.
Yeah.
The best thing about technology is that it will fail you, at the time when you require it the most. And Army teaches you not to depend too much on technology.
Yes. Okay. Now, talking about education system, what's your view about current education system?
Well, the current education system, you see, it has a number of flaws. If you go back in the ancient times, I will just take you back in the history. We had the system of Gurukul, where the disciples used to go, whether they were from the rank of file, or whether he was a king's son or he was a farmer's son. They will all go to Gurukul. They will stay there, and the education was practical oriented. It was society oriented. And let me tell you, if you read the Upanishads and the religious scriptures, you will realize that everything, even the rocket science, was taught. Unfortunately, when the Britishers came, they brought the westernized culture to our country. And Calcutta was the first place where they had the first convent. Now, the entire, and there is a writing or the documents are available where it has been written that if we want to rule over country or rule over India, you have to reshape the entire education system. Now, what is happening is the education system which we have is not skill oriented, and the next century is for entrepreneurial skills. It requires hybrid skills, and unfortunately we are making these students, or we are churning out students who have been told that you have to become a mugging machine, you have to learn the answers, write it in the exam, obtain good grades, and take good admission in some college. Unfortunately, we are not educating them how to upskill themselves, how to have hybrid skills, how to have life skills, how to have soft skills. So everything has to be entrepreneur driven skills. So what is happening is, in the firstly, a child has to learn first, Then once he graduates and once he wants to join something, he has to unlearn that thing, what he has learned. And then once he joins any organization, he has to relearn these skills. So this process of learning, unlearning, and relearning, it leaves the student so confused that he doesn't know what to do or what to leave. Yeah.
Yes. And do you think now children are pressurized by their parents to pursue high-end career like engineers, doctors, and so on? So don't you think like we should support our children to follow their passion career?
Yeah, I agree with you, Veena. That's a very good question which you have asked. And it is applicable to both, since there are parents and students also seeing this program. I just want to tell you that you must come a midway. You must understand your child. You must understand you must map the child's talent. You should know. You see, intelligence is of 10 types. Somebody may have spatial intelligence. He may be very good in making things, making mechanical things, toys, and such like things. He may have a calisthenic intelligence. He may have intelligence for music. So what you have to understand is, please understand your child, and there is ample of time. And let me tell you, the biggest development of a child is in the first 5 years. The 70% of the development of the child is during first 5 years. That's why in good old days, the age for going to school was fixed at 5. It was not that it is an auspicious number and that's why it was fixed. Because the child is learning from the mother, from family, from others, so many things. Unfortunately, what is happening is that we are not allowing to understand what capabilities, what passion the child is having. And let me tell you, it is the passion which will take you far and not the pedigree. I may be a doctor, but I can't force my child to become a doctor. Or I may be an army officer tomorrow. I can't force my child that you must become a pilot or you must become an army officer. You have to see how he is echelon. What are his interests? What he wants to do. So what is required is yeah, we got disconnected. So what is required is that you must understand what is he trying to pursue. You must have seen that movie Three Idiots. It's such a wonderful movie. It's it should form part of curriculum in every school, where the student should be shown, the parent should be shown. And unfortunately, what we do is that our unfulfilled dreams we try to see from our kids' point of view. Yeah, which in some cases is justified, but in most of the cases it is unwanted.
Yes. So do you think you come from army background? I'm sure that you follow your disciplined life. So do you think discipline plays vital role in choosing career as well as achieving goals?
Yeah, definitely. You see, discipline is one thing. Unfortunately, this word
Could
has
you hear
been.
me, sir?
Yeah, I could
Could you hear
hear
the
you. Yeah,
question?
I could. You see, I'll repeat the question which you had asked. He says to achieve your goals in your personal and professional life, you require discipline. Yes, I agree with you. In fact, I agree with you 200%, not even 100%, because you see, discipline is a word which has been misinterpreted and miscommunicated to the youngsters, the millennials. Discipline is nothing. Discipline is some good practices, some best practices, which get passed on from mother to a daughter, from father to a son, from guru to a shish, from a teacher to the taught, from your religious scriptures to the people. So there is nothing wrong in that. And discipline is a way of life. If you do not follow discipline, I'm afraid you will not reach anywhere. You see, once you are even setting your goals, because what is goal setting? Goal setting is nothing. It is your dreams come true. It
Right.
is your dreams which you translate them into some kind of timelines and action plans. Once you give your dreams some timelines, they become your goal. Once you give some action plan, that becomes your course of action. And once you give that course of action, the implementation, it becomes your dream. So it is that circle. So you have to complete that cycle. Yeah. So discipline is very, very important. And it is why it is important is because there has to be some method in madness. Because there are large number of distractions these days. When we were young, you see, so many distractions were not there. Today, you have the biggest enemy of the students is the digital distraction, a distraction which is there.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Came from my, from my mouth as destruction. Yes, it is leading to destruction. Because a child has to, he has to be made, realize that it is the digital destruction, the exposure to internet and all these things is good, but overexposure is bad.
Yeah, because nowadays they are totally 24/7. They are on devices, playing, everything. They get even in artificial intelligence, you can see, because whatever they want to, they don't actually put in the effort to think. They just browse and they get that information. So in our days, it was not that. We used to think 100 times. So yes, I totally agree with you. Okay. Sometimes children are too focused in their academics, like scoring high marks, but still fail to pursue their desired job career and end up compromising, getting into different profile or industry. What would be the reason? Because these days it's we see most of them they compromise on their career.
You see, there are two things. One is called the personal
could you
life.
My question?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, you were crystal clear. You see, there are two things. First is your personal life. Second is your professional life, and they both are interlinked. You see, you have to have a very good personal life, and your personal life is also divided into various stages. First is your childhood, then you become an adult, and then you have to rub shoulders with the society and with your peers and with the environment to prove yourself, and then you enter the new arena, which is called the professional life. So in order to have a good professional life, you have to have a good personal life. So that work life and personal life balance has to be there. You see, I'm reminded of Ratan Tata when he was, speaking in Symbiosis. He had said, you must set goals for yourself, but your professional goals are not everything in your life. He had very categorically said that you must have a good and a balanced life. And a good and balanced life, when he described, he said it should be a healthy life. It should be a meaningful life. It is better to be, be humane than to be human being. And you must have time for yourself. You must pursue your passion. These are the three things which he emphasized. And I, I agree with him on 360 degrees, because there is no point getting a promotion on the day when you have a breakup. Because you see, even if you're part of the rat race, even if you win it, you are going to be a rat only. And I'm sure nobody wants to be called as a rat or a mouse or something. So what I want to tell you is that, you see, if you take an average life of an Indian, which comes to say about 50 odd years, if you take out a couple of years this side, that side, it has got 2,500 weekends. So he says, enjoy those weekends, bunk some classes, freak out, unwind yourself, express your love, whom you love, because it is very important to show love. It is very important to show affection. It is very important that you express yourself. It is also very, important that you have critics, and who are real critics, because they will not let you go haywire. So it is always better to love immensely and fight also slightly.
Yeah, yeah, very true. There's no point in only focusing on book and scoring good marks and compromising
Yeah,
everything. And yes, yeah, I totally agree because very few they get into those professions where they actually focus. Now, sir, earlier we didn't sir, are you there?
no. Could you repeat your question, please?
Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, are you there? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we have some internet issues
No,
here.
no. I think network is good. Yeah.
So can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Could you just repeat your question?
Okay, okay. So earlier we did not have many career counselors to guide us like on our career. Like either it would be our parents or ourselves. We used to decide our career. But this generation children are very confused, depressed from college stage itself. Like they require support of career counselors. Nowadays, like career counselors are like taking the help of career counselors is very common. So, is it because of parents' pressure or peer pressure or social competition?
You see, you had rightly brought out, Veena, that uh, today's child is quite confused. Confused
Yes.
is the sense that he has a lot of options available to him,
And even
and
depressed also.
yeah, and depressed also, because the mental burnout, it starts very early. Like
Yes, yes,
in our times, people, if you had 60% marks or 70% marks, you were quite happy. Today,
yes.
the kind of marks the students are getting, you only see those grades in thermometers, 98.7,
Yes, yes, it's
98.9.
become very common now.
It is
Yes,
common because anybody who scores anything below 95%, I mean, he gets into depression.
yes,
Whereas in our times, in 95%, at least three boys could pass comfortably.
yes,
So,
yes.
so what is required is that the people have to be channelized, from a very early stage. They have to be focused. They have to be like, the blinders have to be put on there. They think, yes, this is what talent you have. This is what passion you have. This is what interests you. So you must look at these options. So the career counselor, what he does is, it is like a surgeon never do any surgery on their own relatives, because he's not allowed. It is not that he will not do it, but that personal factor always comes in. That affection always comes in, and it is going to hold your hand. So it is the career counselor who's going to give you the correct advice, who's going to map your talent in the right manner, who's going to tell you that there is no point, aspiring to be an astronaut where you can't even ride a cycle. So it is always better, or vice versa. You can always tell a child that you are meant for a higher trajectory levels. You are meant for high trajectory levels. So the
Yes.
career counselors, they put you on a matrix. They carry out the SWOT analysis, the strength, the weakness, the opportunities which are available, and the threats which are there in the environment. So they will give you firstly, plan A, plan B, and plan C. Because it is not, you see, if you see the laws of failure, or the laws of the, like, the king of jungle lion also fails 75% in the kills.
Yes, yes,
It
yes,
is only 25% kills which he gets.
yes,
Yeah, the seeds which are there from a tree, you see, 75% of the seeds are eaten away by the birds. The fish eggs, 75% of the eggs are eaten away by other animals
yes,
which are in the ocean or in the rivers. So that 75-25 concept, that law of failure, or law of this thing, you have to keep in mind. You have to have options. You cannot go with just one option in your mind.
Do understanding their capabilities and personality development help them in their career? Do they have to understand their capabilities and develop their personality? Will that help them in career?
Yeah, Veena. Yeah. Personality development. You see, if you see the soft skills, personality development is also part of it. And soft skills are nothing; they are life skills basically. So it does help. You see, what happens is sometimes we underestimate ourselves. We don't know. If you go back to Ramayana, you must have heard about that bridge which Lord Rama made, and he was
Yes.
stuck at the at the seashore, and then somebody learned told him that why are you getting unnecessarily worried? There are two lieutenants in your army, Nal and Neel. They are blessed with this kind of talent that whatever stone they touch, it is not going to sink into the ocean. They themselves were not aware. Nal and Neel, they were not aware of their talent. So personality development is a must. You see, Lord Hanuman, they say he is still living, a god on earth, and he has been living for thousands of years. He himself was not aware that what kind of powers he possesses. So personality development, the soft skills, the personality development, the confidence. You see, एक शायर ने बड़ा अच्छा कहा है कि न तराशे गए तो पत्थर थे, न तराशे गए तो पत्थर थे, तराश दिए तो खुदा बन गए. मतलब when you see the flab was taken away from you, that's why when the sculptor, he takes a stone and he starts taking out the flab or the unwanted stone which is there, a very good figurine comes out of it. So similar is the case.
Yes, sir, you were saying something. Yes.
Similar is the case for personality development. You see, it is like it is a makeover to your personality which is being given. You see, why do people go in for makeover? It is not that you are basically highlighting some features, and it is not by any stretch of imagination that I am going to put on some makeup and I'll start looking like Karishma Kapoor or something. No, it is basically what I'm doing is I'm highlighting certain features so that they can be appreciated, they can be addressed, and people can search that talent and they can deploy that talent.
Very well said, sir. Really, I agree with you. So this question is particularly for our ladies. At some point of their career, they have to take a break. Maybe it's because of their child or family pressure. After a few years, either they restart or find difficulties in restarting their career and remain like a mini support system for their family. So what do you have to tell them? Like now you're in career counseling. I'm sure like anytime we can start our career. But there are some ladies like they just give up. Like oh, it's not in my hands. Either or they say give some reasons. So what do you have to tell them?
You see, what is happening is if you see today the girls, there are two categories. One is the working is need driven, where you have to work. Second is it is your capability driven, or you have that kind of talent, you have those kind of qualifications that you want to work. And third is the passion driven, that you have passion, you want to work, you cannot sit idle, or you are not cut for the job which you are doing. So what is required is that firstly you should understand that yes, what kind of job you can do. Then you have to have challenges. You see, the society still is expecting a lot from the women. And, it is with a lot of reverence I say that, yes, women contribute so much because they are looking after the house. And I always say that, woman is the best management guru. She's the best material manager. She's the best stress management practitioner. She's the best resource management. She's the best, time management, because whatever pressure she's taking, as far as, if I got some issues with my child, I'm going to tell my wife that, this guy doesn't study anything. I don't know what is he going to do in the years. She will listen to me. The child will tell, his mother that, my father doesn't know anything. I don't know which vintage is he from. So she will observe that. So she takes a lot of stress. And that's why biologically, a mother or a lady or a wife or whatever has been made 9 times more stronger. That's why I never use the word women empowerment. She's already more powerful.
She is
It
already
is
powerful.
women recognition. So, it is the recognition. So, yes, they must do this thing. Even if they have to take a sabbatical, they should get back on the rails, because the society is moving. It is an instant society. It is moving at a very, very neck-breaking speed. So if you take a longer sabbatical, if you don't rejoin the journey, you may be left out.
Ladies out there, I hope you have got thoughtful suggestions from Vinodji. Definitely, Vinodji, I totally agree with you, because even my husband says that we don't have to name empowerment, because we are already powerful. Only thing is we ourselves unnotice our capabilities, I feel. So very true. And so, what is your opinion about following passion along with their career? Because the show is all about following passion along with your. What do
Could
you
you repeat
say?
the question? I couldn't hear.
What do you say about following their passion along with their career?
Yeah. We must, we must have a very fine blend of passion and the job which you are doing. Sometimes we have to accept a job which is a grade lower to your level of interest. But sooner or later, because, it works on theory of, Maslow's theory. Like initially when you want to join, you may join it because you are in need of a job, because you require those physical securities, like clothing, yeah. But later on, as you keep climbing that triangle which is there, and once you reach that stage where you have that security, or of course self actualization is something very, very high. But yes, that time you must do that. And that's what had happened when I said, when I left army. I was doing well in the army, but I just said, I want to teach. I want to communicate with the young people. I want to give it back to the society, whatever little I know. Yeah. And you see, and it is not that 12, 13, 14 degrees I have. I have all studied of these courses, studied for these courses while I was in the army, sometimes under very difficult situations. So one has to pursue passion after a stage. It is not the money which matters. It is basically what gives you happiness.
Yes, totally agree with you. Yes. Sir, now I have few questions which you have to answer in one word. So I'll be asking you a few questions.
Yeah.
Only one. Yeah. One word for work and passion.
Junoon.
Indian Army or career counseling?
Oh, Indian Army.
Degree certificate?
Say again.
Degree certificate.
Say again. Repeat it.
Degree certificate.
Yeah. You see, degree certificates are must.
One motivational word you wake up with.
Oh, keep your energy levels high. Keep your morale up when the chips are down.
Okay, you have told a quote inside. Okay, fine. Since you're very particular about following discipline, Who draws rules at your house?
I couldn't hear.
Who draws rules at your house? Who makes rules at your
Oh,
house?
you
It's
see,
you or your
I take bigger decisions, and the lady of the house always takes the smaller decisions. So
home.
I take decisions like should India go nuclear, should
Okay.
India be a superpower. The rest of the decisions in every house, the lady of the house takes.
She's basically a home minister.
Is
One
a home
incident in
minister.
army.
Why they say,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You were
they
telling
say,
something.
on lighter note, you have father-in-law, you have mother-in-law, you have brother-in-law, you have sister-in-law, and then you have wife, which is the law.
Okay. Okay. One incident in army career that you can't forget.
Well, in the army, I really cannot forget about an incident, when we were going to Kargil, and there was a young officer who had just got married, and his wife had come to see him off from the Chandigarh airport. And there was some important material or the ammunition which was to go, and the weapons were to go. So the pilot came and he asked me, he says, sir, we have to offload some of the passengers. So would you give me the list of the passengers? So I asked anybody who wants to come tomorrow, you please tell me. So this young officer, he came to me. He said, sir, can I come tomorrow? I said, yeah, you're most welcome. We have to drop 5 people. So you're most welcome to. And I could see, he went running to his wife, who was she was a newly wedded bride. Then he came back after, 5-10 minutes. He said, no, sir, I want to go back because my unit wants me there. People will say, okay, I've got married, that's why I've stayed back. So I said, that choice is yours. So he came back. Then, while they were loading those weapons, again he came. He says, sir, I want to change my decision. Can I come back tomorrow? I said, yeah, I told you earlier also. You stay, and you are newly married. Spend a additional day with your wife and come tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll be manifested in the aircraft. Then he went there. Then again he came in, so I want to go back, and people will. And it was so sad that once we landed up there, he also went to Kargil. And after say about 3 days, I heard that he got killed in an action, and I really felt bad. And I was also thinking that I wish he had stayed back, that day, and he could have been launched in some other operations. So that was one incident, because that girl's image is always there in my mind, that she was just a young pretty girl of 22 years old, and who sacrificed her husband to the nation. And my salute to her, and my all respects to the family of both the boy and the girl.
Though we have not closely met anyone who has attended the Kargil war, but still that Kargil war remains in everybody's mind. It's like it's आप बोलते हैं ना, it's an impression which is in everybody's mind. So yes, uh, so sorry to share that. Okay. One person you would like to talk every day apart from your immediate family member.
Yeah, Field Marshal Manekshaw. He is my role model, and I have been, talking on all the talks, and no leadership, session is complete, because he was such a great personality. I mean, if you talk about him, I mean, it will take years and years to describe his personality. Yeah. Field Marshal Manekshaw. What a leader he was, and what a wonderful human being he was, because I have so many incidents and anecdotes which will inspire the youngsters.
Okay. Every person has child in them. What would you like to do if you are given one chance?
Oh, I would join back as an NCC cadet again if
Oh,
yeah, because I remember I was rejected as an NCC cadet because I was short in height, and today I am
oh,
almost 6 feet tall. And I literally cried that day because I was in school, and they said you cannot be enrolled because your height is not up to mark. And I literally cried. Then my father said, "There's no point crying. You have to do some exercises and increase your height." And
so
the
tough.
next year I joined, of course. Yeah, and
Okay.
when I think back on that incident, I always go quite emotional.
Okay. Now, one word for parent and child relationship.
Oh, it should be friendly relationship.
I, I agree. What comes in your dream, battlefield or college auditorium?
Ah, in fact, both are very dear to me because I have had a very good college life, and equally demanding and challenging battlefield. So it was basically whatever you learned in the college was implemented in the battlefield. So दोनों ही काफी मुकद्दस है मेरे लिए.
Okay, good. Very good, sir. So with this, we end our second round, which was one word question. So, can you tell one quote for our soldiers, be it whatever position they are in, but still we salute them uh, for their sacrifices, what they do, and protect our nation as well as us. So, one quote for them, and kind of one tip or one suggestion, advice for today's parents and children.
Well, you see, one quote I want to give is that the officer's credo or the officer's principle, which is well etched in the Indian Military Academy, is that the safety, honor, and welfare of your country comes first, always, at every time. The safety, honor, and welfare of your men you command comes next. Your own ease, your own safety, your own welfare will always come last, always at every time. So this is how the officers work in the Indian Army. It is the nation first, then the subordinates which you have. That's why they say the a brother in arms don't leave their fellow
Yes,
soldiers or buddies in the battlefield. Your own ease and comfort as an officer. And this is nothing. This is not Greek and Latin. This we have been following in our own family institutions also. You will always see. You see, we have been celebrating Mother's Day and all. Like father, who's the head of the family, he always does this. Mother is always doing this. She will always sacrifice her needs for the children. The kids will be given priority. Their own ease, their own comfort, their own requirements
very
will always be relegated. This is what you must follow in any organization, whether it is a family organization or it is your official organization. Please follow that.
yes, yes.
And one advice to the parents: you see, be friendly to your kids, understand their requirements, have an open dialogue with them, and have trust in them. They will do honors to you. Don't do that helicopter parenting. Don't be hovering on their heads. कहाँ गया किधर से बात कर रहा है किससे बात कर रहे हो. Oh, let them enjoy.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Vinodji. It was really good to have you here with a lot of thoughtful suggestions, advices, knowledge. You can see it was helpful for me as well. I'm sure that audience also have enjoyed that. They have already sent so many messages, motivation and inspirations and all those. So definitely you can definitely read all these messages once you go back. So with this line, I end this show. Be focused and disciplined. Follow your passion along with your career. So thank you so much. Salute from my end. I end this show. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.